Ho, ho, ho. Merry,
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. None of us are fat and jolly.
I'm pretty
Could
jolly.
be jolly.
I'm a little tired. The week before any break is a little exhausting.
That's right.
Um, but we made it through.
That's right.
And so did you. If you're watching this, congratulations. Especially if you have kids or if you're a teacher or if you work with kids in any capacity. This week has not been easy.
Yeah. Flooding, rain.
Yeah, here in Oregon, there was like last night was intense.
Yeah. And now it's just all the energy of Christmas break or winter break.
Yeah, here we go.
And we're ready to start this break off.
We are ready to kick it off, but we thought we should probably record first, get a little episode going.
Yeah.
Based on what we talked. So last time we left off, we kind of shared like, things are, as we plan to move, going to be getting pretty stressful.
Yeah. So how do you enjoy the better things and deal with stress?
How do you deal with stress as a couple in a way that's like productive and not like, how do you not turn against each other? I feel like that's something in a marriage that like we did wrong at first.
I
Not
don't
necessarily.
think we did it wrong.
Well,
I think we just didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know each other. We didn't know
strategies.
There's a lot of things that, everyone carries stress. We all got to figure out how to manage our stress and still show up and be caring and considerate of those around us. I think is the what we gotta do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I say wrong, but it really was like we didn't have the tools in our toolbox yet. We didn't, when you're single and things get stressful, you really only have to think about yourself in that moment. But then when you're married or have kids and you're married, it's not just how am I going to manage this stress. It becomes like, now I'm responsible for kids and like helping them get through it. But also I'm responsible for my marriage and maintaining like a house that's not like tense.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah.
This, and I say that we failed at first mostly because like I feel like at the beginning of our relationship when everything's got really, really stressful or tense, we tended to like bicker a lot more and not necessarily resolve it always in a healthy way.
No, and I know for sure like you do with what you have, like the tools you already have in your tool belt or the things or the instances in your past, that's how you dealt with it, and that's kind of that's how I would go forward in dealing with my stress, and it wasn't cohesive and it wasn't great for everybody. So,
So some things that we've learned and things that we do that have been helpful or successful, I would say one of the things that that you and I have come to and realized is that like you and I are on the same team. And I know that sounds obvious, but sometimes when you're in those stressful moments, it can feel like it's me versus you, right? Or like you versus your spouse, whoever you are out there. But it's not. It's you and your spouse against whatever stresses are facing you. And so kind of the first thing I would recommend, or the thing that has helped me the most, I should say, has been like that perspective shift of like, it's not just me, it's us, and we're a team, and we're working together against whatever it is that's causing the stress, if that makes sense. So that's, I think, step one is like recognizing the team for me. Yeah. What has helped you in those moments? What's your number one?
It's not hard for me to identify what is stressing me out. I think it's hard for me to ask for help at times,
Mm.
which is like that trust piece, to like trust somebody. I think that's a piece of it. And it's like, I think some of it, there's little stresses and big stress. And overall, as I've gotten older, there's so much that it's not necessarily in my control. There's like, it doesn't matter if I worry about it a little or a lot. There's nothing I have control over to fix it. Versus like there's little things.
What do you mean there's nothing you have control over?
I mean, there's like, if it's like a giant thing, it's like I can pray about it. I can...
Like the state of our world kind
Yeah,
of thing. Okay.
you can just like, it is what it is, and you can just hope for the best and try to have a more positive outlook on it. But worrying about it isn't going to solve it, right? You gotta at some point move forward.
Sure.
So identifying like what's little, what's big, what's accomplishable,
Like
what's not, what can I control, what can I ask for help for. Also, if it's like something that's stressing me out, is it something that I'm willing to, do I want to have an argument over it? Like,
yeah.
Is it worth my
for
energy?
Sure. Yeah.
Is it like, is this the mountain I'm going to like put my foot down and be like, this is what I want? And sometimes it's not even that it's not even that I want it. It's just that, sometimes you just want to be heard or empathized with. I don't know. It's not necessarily
I think like early on in the
hill
marriage,
you want to die on. But
yeah, I was gonna say early on in the marriage, I feel like every hill is the hill you want to die on. Like there seems to be this like, as you adjust to like all of the married life situations, but then you realize like, yeah, like not all battles are worth waging war over.
And in the big picture, it doesn't. Not that it doesn't matter. It's just.
No, in the big picture, it's like is it gonna hurt anybody? Is it gonna?
No.
Yeah.
And those stresses and dilemmas are everywhere. I think kid rearing and career and marriage, what we're gonna eat or where we're gonna eat. Like it's big and small. There's like, we've argued about it all.
Yes, we have. And to be fair, we still don't always 100% get this right, but no, I think that's really important. I think the other thing, my number 2, so number 1 for me was like that perspective shift. Number 2 kind of big thing for me is to like, kind of along those lines, like visualize the future. Is this going to matter in a year?
Yeah, are you going to remember it?
Are you
would it have mattered? Yeah.
Are you gonna hang on to this for and not just that, but like visualize. And I'm a visual person. Like I'm very much like, whenever I take all those tests and stuff, it's always like, you're a visionary, because I do love picturing like, here's where we're going and it's so exciting. But I tend to like, then what is the best, like if I look into the future a year from now and you and I are extremely happy, what mattered to get us there? Or like, what did it take to get us there? So instead of being like, oh, this is it, and this is, like sitting, sometimes you get to like sit in the moment and be like, this is how it's just going to be and life stinks. Yeah. Instead being like, no, we have an option. It's our choice. And like some things, like you said, are out of our control, but like in the midst of chaos, when I look back on this time a year from now, like I want to be able to say, we did it, like you and me. And so like, it's that perspective of like future perspective. Is it going to matter to me then what we're fighting about now? But also, how does future me want to look back on this moment? Like, and not feel, like I don't want to look back and have the guilt or the wishing I would have handled things differently, Yeah. Which is, I mean, some of that's inevitable. I think either way, especially like in marriage or as a parent, like there's so many times that you look back and you're like, man, I wish I could have done that differently. So, like, if you can save yourself one by just picturing that ahead of time,
Yeah.
then do it.
When it comes to your stress,
Yeah.
after we, identified it and thought about it, visualized it, what are some other like things that you do to help with that stress besides visualizing and thinking what you described? But like, what else would it be a practical solution for having
like
a lot
on
of
a
stress?
personal note, or like with relationship?
I think both. I think how you deal with it personally, obviously will probably affect the people around you.
That's true. I mean, I think identify, quote unquote, the enemy, right? And so, again, realizing like most of the time, the enemy itself is that like I'm overthinking it, or, like there was a stressful situation at work and, something happened, or there's, like you said, stress outside the home usually. Or even if you and I are like disagreeing about kids, or the kids are stressing us out, or whatever it is, like identifying what, like for me, I'm a plan person. And so like I'm less stressed when I know that there's something in front of me. So let me give you an example so with moving, right? There's so many different little pieces that that pop up, and I'm like, oh, what if that doesn't work out? So most recently, this last week, I came to you, and I was like, I'm really stressed out about the dog, because I learned that a lot of airlines, because we've been with like Scouts moving with us, that's the plan, and I learned that some of the airlines don't let dogs fly with you anymore.
Not big dogs.
Not big dogs. And
cabin dogs.
Like cabin dogs only. And we were like, oh no. And so that was really stressing me out. And I was like, what's our plan B? And we need to and so I will, like, for myself, when I'm really in that situation, I will then like spiral on that. Like I will like, I need to know. Right. And so for me, that, deep breath, it's going to be okay. Like for one thing, reminding myself that like, if God opened the door, God's going to help us walk through it. Right. Like, and I need to, like, that's something that I consciously like tell myself is like, this is an opportunity for you to trust God first and foremost. And then I usually pray over it. Right. So like, I've been, like, okay, all right, God, I trust you, and you're going to open the door. And then I do research. Like for me, for that one, it was okay. So, what airlines do, and I ended up like on a Facebook thread of all things, where people were talking about bringing their dogs over, and here's the airlines that I used, and I was able, like the next day, I like looked one up, and I'm like, yeah, they have direct flights from Portland. And they fly with dogs, and not only do they fly with dogs, but they're highly recommended because of their treatment of animals. And I was like, oh, and it's affordable, and okay, great. Like, let's do that. And we're just gonna we're gonna figure this out. And so like, for me, it's that logical piece and being able to really think through it. But I think the very first thing is realizing that God can do what we can't. Sure. And I believe that God brought us together. I believe that God brought us to this point, like kind of that Esther moment. We're here for such a time as this. And I think that God is bringing us to South Korea for a reason. And so I think that when he opens those doors, we need to step through in faith. And that means for me, trusting when I'm feeling that overwhelming sense of stress. What about you? When the stress hits.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I reflect and I mirror on a lot of that. I think at a certain point, I'll figure out what I can do,
Mm-hmm.
like mentally or physically. Some of it's research, some of it's just doing, checklists or whatever. And there's a point where I'm exhausted or just tired and I can't. And that's, I'd like to say that I give it to God first or pray about it first, but I'm not the best at that.
Oh, I'm not either. I worry myself sick first. I'm like,
so
oh yeah.
Eventually I do.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I come to the realization that it's going to happen, but it's happening, and I can just sometimes just roll with it. And not that I'm going to sit idle and do nothing, but it's like, I can only do so much in a day. And so some of it's just like, like exercise or blowing off steam that way.
Go for a walk or hike.
Yeah. Or just time, like I have the benefit of commuting to work, so I have the time to just be alone for a little bit. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Just because it's only at a certain time but it's exercise, time alone, prayer. Sometimes it's just like posture. Like I know, like where I carry my stress. It makes me like physically hurt. So it's like, oh, so that's
carrying it. If you can't see us, we both just sat up.
Like you gotta open up and not start to like protect your open up. So it's like more of a posture of like I'm open to ideas. I'm open, like shoulders down and not back and forward. Like so like a better posture, which I think reflects your inner self or your vibe or whatever, to like be willing to take something that's given.
Actually, I heard a thing like a long time ago about smiling, and that like one of the best ways to cheer yourself up is to fake a smile.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. Some people write down what they're grateful for or the blessings, or just to like focus on that and like so like even just if I can't exercise, it's stretch, it's talking with you. I think it helps just to talk it out. I know that is also sometimes an area we argue, because and I think that's good that you put boundaries on it for yourself. And I think I just need to figure out my boundaries for it, is where like, if it's first thing in the morning, you need your coffee, or if it's the first thing when I get...
Coffee drinkers sound off, because I sometimes, first thing in the morning, I'm like, please don't hit me with it till I've had a cup of coffee.
Or I get home from work and I talk with little kids all day and don't really have an adult conversation. And so...
I talk with middle schoolers all day. It's not like I have the adult conversations either.
More mature than an 9-year-old.
By like 3 years.
So,
anyway.
And I want to talk, and you need your moment too.
And I have the commute too. It's not that he talks with kids and I don't. We both talk with kids none of them are mature. So it's not adult conversations. It's that you are extroverted and you de-escalate by talking.
Yeah, that's probably.
And I am introverted and I de-escalate by being alone and quiet.
Yeah. And so I want to hash it out, even if you're not, like, I want you to listen, but I also want someone to listen. And so there's a window of you need and I've had the whole ride home to think about it, and you go straight from work to home basically, because their commute's tiny.
A 4-minute commute.
And so, and I think I just want to hash it out. Not even like, I just want to figure it out. Sometimes I like to just verbalize it. And so, I think I like, and then there's that, just have to know when is the moment, which is a little bit of it. So, I don't know, those are some of the things that, like, for de-stressing, I think we do a good job of trying to go spend time outdoors. Like you said, walks and like hiking a lot. Having the dog is a bonus, because that
she makes us go for a walk twice a day. Yeah, and
do things like that. So I don't know, like sometimes we bake, or we do things in the weekends that are a little bit different.
You know what popped up on my Facebook memories recently was when you and I were like it was COVID, and we were like stress pickering, and the boys were like, boy, you guys need to go on a date. And so we did.
So we went to Noble Wave.
And it was like, oh yeah, that's actually a really good way to de-stress too, is like reconnect. and like
Well, it's
go
like
on a date.
stepping out of the situation and doing
Yeah.
something you enjoy, which for us is dates and eating.
Eating a
So,
lot. I like to eat.
I think that's like, yeah, setting it aside for a bit, and
Mhm.
so you don't focus on what's stressing you out.
That hot bird, it took the stress right out of us.
Right. As big as my face.
It's a giant sandwich. It's so good. Anyway,
One more before we go, maybe.
maybe we'll see. It's a beast. It's a food challenge of itself. All right, so let's wrap up because it's already been 20 minutes. Hopefully you got something out of that. Any
Yeah.
recommendations on like how to manage some stress personally, how to like remind yourself in that if you're in a marriage, it's you two against the problem,
Yeah.
not you two against each other against the problem.
Take a step back, analyze.
Picture how in a year from now, how do you in the future want to look back on this moment?
Self-care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take care of yourself too, because you got to have something in your own tank to help others. So
For sure. And pray about it.
Yeah.
Like, trust the God of the universe wants to help you and wants you to come to him for help. So,
yeah,
pray about it. Because it like there's actually I know we gotta go, but like there's scientific stuff about like when we engage in prayer, the things that happen in our brain is unreal. So do it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all for today. We probably won't be back for like a week and a half ish, maybe 2 weeks.
maybe. We'll see.
Closer to two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have shorter ones for like travels and stuff, but like
We'll see you in 26.
probably. In the meantime, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We love you.